Outside the Capitol today, a somber scene and sharp contrast to those indelible images from a year ago. Rioters breaching the building and the nation's democracy, attacking officers, parading a noose in the crowd, scuffling with police inside Statuary Hall, all unfolding right where President Biden and Vice President Harris were today to mark a painful anniversary.
I will defend this nation. And I will allow no one to place a dagger at the throat of democracy.
In his most forceful attack against his predecessor, the president placing blame squarely at the feet of former President Trump without ever mentioning him by name.
For the first time in our history, a president had not just lost an election, he tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power as a violent mob breached the Capitol.
Mr. Biden arguing his predecessor's false claims about election fraud and failure to accept defeat led to the attack that day.
He can't accept he lost. He refused to accept the results of an election and the will of the American people. His bruised ego matters more to him than our democracy or our Constitution.
Slamming Mr. Trump's inaction as the riot was happening.
We didn't see a former president who had just rallied the mob to attack, sitting in the private dining room off the Oval Office in the White House, watching it all on television and doing nothing for hours.
And blasting those who have continued to push the so-called big lie that the election was stolen.
He's not just a former president. He's a defeated former president.
The vice president comparing January 6th to infamous attacks on the U.S. that killed thousands, including Pearl Harbor and 9/11.
Certain dates echo throughout history. December 7th, 1941, September 11th, 2001, and January 6th, 2021.
After the speeches, former President Trump dismissing the event as political theater, saying it was just a distraction for the fact Biden has completely and totally failed, and that Democrats want to own January 6th so they can stoke fears and divide America. Trump ally Lindsey Graham called for the rioters to be prosecuted, but also slammed Mr. Biden's speech as an effort to resurrect a failed presidency. Sharp partisan divides were on display today. Few Republicans participating. Only Congresswoman Liz Cheney and former Vice President Dick Cheney there for a moment of silence. Then a prayer vigil at dusk. Solemn ceremonies remembering a day that changed America.
And Kristen, we've just learned new information about where Vice President Harris was on January 6th.
Lester, that's right. A White House official tells us the vice president was at the DNC headquarters when that pipe bomb, which we reported on at the time, was discovered. She was there until she was evacuated.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.